What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and discuss my first initial impressions of Season 2 Reloaded when it comes to Modern Warfare 3, and I guess I can just go ahead and straight up say that I am honestly, I could say I'm disappointed, but I already expected to be disappointed, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. When I was playing Season 2 Reloaded, it wasn't really like I was just miserable and pissed about how little really was offered to the community, even though there was a decent amount of stuff. We did get some weapons and some, different aftermarket parts. So, we have things to discuss. But when I was playing it, it wasn't really like anger or, frustration out of what we got. It was mostly just boredom. Again, I knew what was coming. I knew the competition that is out there right now for Call of Duty. And I know the situation behind the scenes with Sledgehammer Games, and putting all of these pieces of the puzzle together, it kind of left me in a state of mind where it's just like, yep, I just simply don't care anymore. And it's sad too, because Modern Warfare 3 is a really fun game, in my personal opinion, when it comes to a Call of Duty title, and it's kind of a letdown. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do that pretty much daily as well, besides Sundays. You can find a link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I do want to just, put it out there. Now, I understand that this is a mid-season event, So, everybody in the comment section saying, oh, it's just a mid-season event. Why are you expecting so much? I get it. I totally get it. I'm not expecting to get 50 maps and 5,000 weapons and a bunch of attachments and all of this content for a mid-season event, right? I expect something like that more out of a brand new drop of a season, like Season 3 that, will be coming out. I totally get it, but for what a mid-season, event consists of, they could have definitely given us something that would have been a bit more interesting and would have definitely kept our attention at least a little bit longer than, maybe a handful of days. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you guys. The main thing out of this whole event that's worth your time right now, maybe the new battle rifle. It's pretty good. It's fun when you get it decked out with some attachments, but at the end of the day, I still would rather gravitate to other things. But who knows? Maybe I just need a bit more time with it. Again, this is my initial first impressions. And the conversion kit for the Holger LMG, that right there is probably the highlight, the peak of this overall event here. That conversion kit is absolutely amazing, and of course, I will go in a little bit more deeper detail in a separate video so you guys can see what it's all about. But that's really it. Everything else is just not really worth my time when it comes to multiplayer. Now, zombies did get a tad bit of content. I have no clue how long that's going to last. So for any zombies fans out there, let me know down in the comment section how you guys are, being treated here. Is the content worth it? Is it good? And is it keeping you guys in the experience, or is it something that like I said, you play for a day and you bounce out of? And I'm also hearing from Warzone players that game mode is actually pretty bland right now with this update. Not much, going on. The changes aren't really that drastic. Once again, I don't really play it that frequently. I keep telling myself I'm going to get into Warzone and actually talk about it on the channel, but I really do just really enjoy multiplayer. That's my bread and butter when it comes to COD, so I always gravitate back over to that, experience. So, I don't know how everything else is doing out there. Of course, leave it down in the comment section on what's happening in those specific game modes, but for multiplayer, it's very bare bone. I pretty much completed everything within one day, and I don't feel any drive to want to go ahead and hop back into the experience. I'll tell you right now, though, if there was more new, unique maps within the experience, I would probably have more drive to hop back into it because it'll be something that's different. But realistically, like I said, the coolest thing is the Holger aftermarket part that you can get through the battle pass, because it actually feels like a unique twist on, the gameplay flow of a specific weapon. It turns an LMG into an absolute beam machine, and honestly, it's very fun, and it changes the whole dynamic of the weapon. I enjoy that. The battle rifle, on the other hand, like I said, it's fun, but, it doesn't really stand out in its own way. Like, honestly, all the battle rifles to me personally, the BAS-B, the MTZ, the Sidewinder is a little bit different, and that also caught a bit of a buff in this update, and it feels pretty solid now, but all of them feel pretty consistent across the board, minus the Sidewinder a bit. The MTZ, though, that battle rifle, the BAS-B, and this right here, like, honestly, after I have them fully decked out, like, it just doesn't feel unique enough to me. it just feels like they want to rebrand and have a different style looking battle rifle to say that it's more content within the game, and it doesn't really change the dynamic in any way. I use the battle rifle exactly how I would use any other battle rifle in this game, the exact same way, whereas the aftermarket part for the LMG completely changes my playstyle, making me have to do something different, adding variety and something fun and unique to the overall experience, hence why I'm saying that's pretty much the only thing worth your time when you hop in to this mid-season event, which leaves me very let down. Of course, there's going to be those, zombie-style maps of Terminal and also, what is it again? It's one more as well. Leave it down in the comment section for me. But, they're going to have that for the Vortex event that's coming later on. That didn't even drop at day one. The game mode that we got is Bounty, so the brand new game mode that got introduced is something that we already played back in Modern Warfare 2. It's nothing new. We've already played it, a bunch. So the real new game mode, the Juggernaut mode that has all the, the Warhammer, all that stuff, the thing that would actually be unique and worth your time hopping in is not there day one for Season 2 Reloaded. So, again, like I said, I hopped in, I got a few things, and I realistically am done. They have an event for the Dune skin, which is cool looking, but that's going to be extremely easy to finish up. I appreciate it. I like it. I love when they do those events, though. I don't want to talk those down because I love those events. I love that they give free content and something to grind for. But again, not much when it comes to changing the dynamic of the game, really. Maybe I should expect that more out of the main season, changes like Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, not the mid-seasons. But still, like DOS House, for example. Why bring back DOS House? Why not make your own unique map? Like Stash House is not my favorite in the game. I don't really care for small maps, and that goes for DOS House as well. I don't really care for small maps at all. I like medium to large maps. But I still would rather play Stash House over all of this stuff all day, every day, even though they reskinned DOS House, and it does look pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. I like how it looks, but it's just going to get tedious again. I could play Stash House time and time and time again, even though it's a small map, the same format basically of any other small map, because it's hard to have variety on small maps. Nothing different, nothing, too crazy. I could still play that 10 times more because it's still different, unique. It's something different being thrown into the mix instead of all remasters. And I feel like that's to blame because of the game launching with only Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps. We already had an abundance of these remasters, and they keep filling these mid-season events with remasters. Like, for example, they brought back Dome into quick play here. Not bad, but first and foremost, I want to say this because I have a whole different video about this. They need to bring back all the remasters to these games. The fact that these remasters are stuck behind individual games is disgusting to me because, like it's so sad. What if I want to experience Crash, But I can't because it's all the way back in Modern Warfare 29. You get what I'm saying? Like, they need to combine them all, but again, that's a different topic. But another remaster. It's like we already played these maps tons of times. I would love to just have something different. If there was a new map, at least one new map in this rotation here over DOS House, even if it was a small map, I would probably been a little salty that, it would have been a small map. I want something medium, but still, I would have still accepted it way more than what we got right here, and it would have added more variety. I would be on this update longer, wanting to play and dive deep and learn the map and see the changes, whereas right now, there's not too many changes to want to dive deep into, It just seems like something to basically hold over whoever is, hardcore enough to still be playing this game. And that's exactly the case. Almost all the lobbies are absolutely packed to the brim with extremely high-leveled players. The only people who are playing this update right now are literally people who are, very obsessed with COD, people who are hardcore COD players. The casual base has went elsewhere, and I don't blame them at all, I don't blame them for not wanting to play this update here. What's so interesting about it? What pops so much that would make you drag yourself back into the Call of Duty experience? Not much. Helldivers is adding in a bunch of different, atmospheres like meteor showers and fire tornadoes and all this stuff. Things that, once again, will completely change the dynamic of the game. So many different gameplay changes that keeps the game unique and drawing you back into it, right? So many different things. And that dropped basically the same day of the Season 2 Reloaded update. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, whoa, God, why am I playing this right now? I could be playing Helldivers 2, really getting into some really cool new stuff. But instead, I'm grinding out a battle rifle and, an LMG variant. And the LMG variant was the best thing out of the whole grind. I feel like the rest of it was just kind of wasted. It's not unique enough. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Do you understand what I'm trying to present you guys with? I'm not saying that, the Season 2 Reloaded needs to be packed to the brim with the most insane content. I'm just saying that they need to make the content within these Reloaded events actually worth your time, so people will want to hop back into it. Once again, they didn't even change any of the perks. No perk shakeups. There's no shakeups to multiplayer. There's nothing to change anything to make me want to change styles, and all the weapons pretty much still feel pretty much the same to me personally. They did a few weapon tweaks, but overall across the board, nothing major. No crazy meta shakeups. The BP-50, the F2000 got a little bit of a nerf. Actually, not a little bit. It actually got nerfed by a decent amount, but it still pretty much, hits really hard. I'm glad about that, but nothing drastic. Nothing to, say, what, we really want to see this meta shift going on, or we really want to see this type of weapon be introduced and see more gameplay with that. Nothing to shake things up. So, with that being said, I don't know, maybe I'll give myself like a week tops to grind this out. And of course, I'm still going to make content and talk about what's going on with COD, obviously, but I'm just saying, a little disappointing for a mid-season event, and for the mass majority of people out there, I don't know if they're really going to want to stick to this. Personally, I've been playing Helldivers 2, and for a good reason. It's getting really well thought out updates that will encourage you to want to hop back in and grind it out. And same thing with a lot of other games as well. Call of Duty is just falling a bit behind. And, I really do think it also has a play with Sledgehammer Games having their team split up and, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It might be a bit difficult for them to get content out here. I don't know what the future looks like for this game. It's so sad because I really enjoy it. Out of all the past 5, Call of Duty games, Model for 2019 up to current date, this right here is my favorite. I'm just being honest. If skill-based matchmaking was non-existent and it was more casual for, a lot of the player base, I feel like this would be a game that a lot of people would enjoy just simply because the gameplay is smooth and fluent. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And last but not least, if you are interested in any of my live streams, I do that over on Kick. You can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.